Welcome to Jank Play TCG. My name's Landon, and here we play Jank. Today I have a deck list for you that my friend actually originally made, and he showed me, and I was like, that is janky enough that I want to play it. It revolves around fossil Pokemon. Omastar V is the standout starter here. It is your only starter, part of the brilliance of this deck. For a single colorless energy, you can search your deck for up to 2 Pokemon that evolve from an item card that has Fossil in its name, and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. It cheats stage 1s out for you. You don't have to find the Fossil, play it down, and then the next turn hope to find the stage 1 and play that down. It puts the stage 1 on your bench, ready to go next turn. Next turn you can even evolve it. Is that fast? It does only have 190 HP and a weakness to lightning, which is a little sad because Lugia V-Star is currently the best deck in the format and also weak to lightning. So a lot of Pokemon that are countering Lugia are also going to be countering Omastar here. The big savior of this is the fact that it does not have a V-Star to go along with it. No V-Star ability or attack to use with it. Sort of. No V-Star to evolve into, so the Raichu that counters Lugia so nicely is not going to counter Omastar quite as nicely, quite as easily until we get into the trainers. But Omastar V is the core and your only starter. You're going to mulligan a lot with this deck, and you got to be okay with that. You just play Marnie and Judge as your supporters, so you should be able to disrupt their hand plenty in throughout the match. Now, I actually encouraged him to add Arctozolt into the list. I'm a big fan of this card. It deals 20 damage to a Pokemon that gets a energy card attached from your opponent's hand to their Pokemon. Archeops does get around Arctozolt, but it still is nice to get a couple extra damage pings as soon as you can onto the field to help clean up some of those KOs that you might be missing out on. And Rampardos is your main attacker here. 2 fighting energy, 240 damage. If your opponent has 3 or fewer cards in their hand, this attack does nothing. That is why we are playing so many Judge and Marnie in the deck, because we need our opponent to have more than 3 cards in their hand. And those cards will definitely do that for you. For only 2 fighting energy, it's not that high of a cost. It is a stage 2 fossil Pokemon, which normally is extremely scary. But because of that Omastar V, we can get this out turn 2. Going second. But yeah, so Rampardos is a very powerful attacker that we have, and we have 4 copies of it. We also have 4 copies of Cranidos. Rampardos evolves from Cranidos. It's the stage 1. You got to get that out. And my buddy did actually send me a gift here, and I will show it off on camera because it's all about Cranidos. It is a 3D card. Now, I know there's a lot of different ways in order to make these 3D cards. He used X-Acto knives. He cut out each card individually. It is a stack of Rampardos cards. I feel really bad how long that must have taken him, but it looks amazing. I hope you guys can see the detail there. If you're watching on a phone, I'm sorry. If you're watching on your TV, maybe you can see that detail, but it looks so good. Oh, that is the promo Cranidos. I do not have the promo. So, I just have this regular old Cranidos. And those are your Pokemon. That's it. 14 Pokemon, 4 copies of Rampardos, 4 copies of Cranidos, 2 copies of Arctozolt, and 4 copies of Omastar. 4 copies because we want to minimize mulliganing as much as possible while forcing Omastar to be our only opener. So, on to the trainers. First up, we do have Earthen Sealstone, which does negate what I was talking about with Omastar a little bit. It is a V-Star power attack that deals a lot of damage. For 3 colorless energy, you just put as much damage counters on all the Pokemon V in play on your opponent's side until they have 100 HP remaining each. It's a super powerful attack that does not become weaker with double turbo energy, which is why we play double turbo energy. Earthen Sealstone is a fantastic clutch play in order to get Pokemon down in HP enough for Cranidos to easily mop up. Next up, we've got 2 copies of Ordinary Rod, because even though we're playing fossils, we may still need to recover some of these Pokemon in order to play them again. We do, in fact, I'm going to jump down a little bit, play 2 copies of Unidentified Fossil, so we can evolve up if necessary. If you are attacking more than twice with Omastar to get fossils out, you're not having a good time. I've had to do it, and I've won doing it, but it was not... I was not in the lead most of the time. So we do play Unidentified Fossils so that Cranidos can evolve from it. We do not play Rare Fossil for Arctozolt. We are only relying on Omastar to get Arctozolt down, and that's just to streamline everything as much as possible in this list. Next up, we've got 4 Marnie. Shuffles your hand, draws 5. Shuffles your opponent hand, they draw 4. Reaching that minimum card number that they need to activate Rampardos' attack, and lets you get through your deck a little bit faster. Gutsy Pickaxe, we have 4 copies of it, mostly to speed through the deck, but also hitting that occasional fighting energy and accelerating it to a Rampardos is amazing. Rampardos' 2 energy attack does mean that if your opponent is able to keep up with you, you might start falling behind. Gutsy Pickaxe helps you from falling behind. 4 copies of Judge, just like Marnie. Shuffle both players' hands. You each draw 4. Lets you helps you get through the deck and gets your opponent to that minimum 4 cards in the hand for Rampardos. We play 4 copies of Trekking Shoes because we want to burn through this deck as fast as possible. My friend did put in a Hisuian Heavy Ball. I don't know why. I'm thinking of cutting it. The only possible card that this could get would be Omastar, and you're forcing playing Omastar because Heavy Ball can only get basics, so you can't get any of your evolutions out from the prizes. I'm thinking about cutting it. I don't know. I find it pretty useless. Sorry. Next up, we've got 3 copies of Ultra Ball. You do not want to be discarding too much. Our deck is so streamlined that it is a little fragile. If you're discarding too much, you might run into a situation where you're decking yourself out because you're playing Marnie and Judge. You'll also probably have to discard important cards, but at the same time you also have things like extra copies of Omastar V, extra copies of Earthen Sealstone, extra copies of everything. So Ultra Ball, we have as a 3 of. It's okay. It's a good card. Don't get me wrong, but it's in there for a reason. But, it's in there not as a 4 of for a reason. We've got 3 copies of Switch to switch your active with a bench just to make sure you can get whatever can attack into the active. If you need to attack with Omastar and you have Rampardos in the active, or if they gust up Arctozolt into the active, you need to get out of the active somehow. You can use Switch to do that. We don't play any Air Balloon, so these 3 Switch are really all you got. Most people don't play more than 3 bosses, so you should be fine. And last but not least, for trainers, we've got 4 Evolution Incense to find all of our fossil Pokemon, because they're all evolutions. So 4 copies of Evolution Incense is very important. Finally, we have energy. 10 fighting energy, because we need to power up our Rampardos so much, and we play a little excessive. That way Gutsy Pickaxe can hit more often than normal. And we play 2 copies of Double Turbo Energy. You should only need 1, but we play 2 just in case. With Earthen Sealstone, we play the Double Turbo, and we play a Fighting Energy onto Omastar, is ready to do Star Gravity, and the damage is not weakened by Double Turbo, which is fantastic. And that is the deck. My friend sent me this list. I really liked it. Played around a little bit, and that's how I knew I wanted to showcase it here on the channel. So let's go ahead and test the deck. See how things go in this bot match, and the rest of the week you'll be seeing regular matches from this deck. Alright, we got Tails. We're calling tails. And we got tails. So do we want to go first? Actually, no. Most decks you want to go first. With Omastar, you want the first attack. Because you start Omastar. Wow, no mulligans. Look at that. Ah, beautiful. Now, we want to start Omastar. Now, the bad part is we did not get an energy. Now, we do have a Marnie, we do have a Judge. We can search for that energy. We do have Gutsy Pickaxe, but we don't have another basic on the field in order to... Oh, they mulliganed. How funny. Ordinary Rod. Okay. They are going first. It is the metal deck that the bot likes to play. We've got Zamazenta V here that can block VMAXs. We don't have VMAXs, so we're good. Pokegear. They got Oranguru. They've got Meowth. Meowth is good for discarding and can power up Zamazenta, so it might be able to get up to one-hit KOs on Rampardos. I doubt it, though. Evolutionary Roar. Sometimes the bot makes terrible choices, and that was a terrible choice. However, luckily for them, I have to play Marnie. It's a bot match. We're not really looking to, really, no energy. All right, no. We need an energy. Give us an energy. No energy. Oof, that is not a good start. Yeah. So we're not looking to beat the bot. We can beat the bot. For the most part, no matter what, you beat the bot. Sometimes the bot beats you, but what we're looking for is the deck performing as intended? Sadly, not finding one of our 12 energy in our opening hand, plus one mulligan, plus Marnie, really isn't great. There's a switch. All right, Marnie. Come on. Come on. Give us something. There we go. There we go. All right, we even got an unidentified fossil, which is pretty awesome. We can put that down. Play down double turbo. And trekking shoes. I don't want Ultra Ball. My hand is too small for that. Cranidos. Okay, so we can evolve that next turn. Primal Guidance. We'll get an Arctozolt and a Cranidos. So they will start taking damage with the Arctozolt as they play down energy, which is fantastic for us. We've got a Cranidos in hand that we can evolve this unidentified fossil with. We've got an energy, so we can attach that to the Omastar and use the Earthen Seal Stone, although we may not actually do that. With Zamazenta already powered up and going to get a 2-hit KO. Oh, good. I thought they played boss's orders. Whew. Yeah, switch out of the active to someone with no energy. That's beautiful. Trepid Sword. Our turn. Okay, so now we can do the Earthen Sealstone, but we're not going to. We are going to do Primal Guidance one more time. And we're just going to get everything else we need. We've got a full bench now. We've got 2 Arctozolts down. We've got 2 Cranidos down in a nice pattern, which is something I always try to do. Yeah, taking 40 damage just for playing an energy. That's gotta hurt. A boss orders finally does actually come down. Primate Wisdom. We've got the switch in hand, so as long as they don't play a Marnie, we'll be golden. Intrepid Sword. Beautiful. Your turn. Judge. So we'll play the switch. Put the Omastar active. Judge. We got the energy. We'll play that down. And we are going to Star Gravity here. And look at all this damage that's going to come down. Boom. 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 And last one. Boom. There we go. Now these 4 V Pokemon all have 100 HP remaining. Now the toughest thing about this list is no boss's orders. That really does get annoying. Without boss's orders, you can't really chase any Pokemon in particular to get KOs. You are just relying on what your opponent puts up, and that's why using the Earthen Sealstone at the right moment is so crucial. Yeah, so even something like the Cape of Toughness doesn't really affect what we got going on. They've got 110 HP remaining still, so we've got plenty. We are looking good. Evolution Incense. We will grab a Rampardos. We will play Rampardos down. They've got at least 4 cards in hand, so we can evolve that up. We can retreat. We will get rid of the fighting energy. And we will put Rampardos up. And we will grab our 2 prizes. 240 damage done to Zamazenta V. Select. Evolution Incense and Judge, both really good cards for us. Now, this Zacian can knock us out, and when they can't attack next turn, they can retreat into Zamazenta on the bench. So we're in a little bit of a pickle. We do not have a Rampardos ready. What? Okay. Man, the bots, they are weird. All right. Another Berserker. Can they play the Berserker? I don't think so. Oh, 130 damage. So they weren't able to get the KO, which just helps us out so much. But as you can see, the deck is working. This is what the deck is supposed to do. We got our fossils out. You know, we are getting energy on the field. We're getting our stage 2s out. No. We will discard that. And we got Marnie. I'm going to Ultra Ball these 2 away for another Rampardos. And we will evolve that one up. Gets cards out of the deck. And now we will Marnie. Now we had to Marnie there because they had less than 4 cards in their hand. Ooh, do I... 1 Pokemon, 2 energy. I'll wait on Ordinary Rod. I'm not in a rush. So let's go ahead and Jurassic Hammer. And this set us up beautifully. The fact that they did not KO the Rampardos really worked out in our favor, but I don't think it would have hurt too much if they did knock out the Rampardos. We could have just put Omastar V up. They would have taken 2 prizes, sure, but the rest of the game they would have been taking single prizers. Oh, no. Okay. For a second there, I thought they were going to KO the... Really? You didn't put the Zacian up? Why not? You're going to play that down, and then you're going to have less than 4 cards in hand, and so I've got to do stuff to have Rampardos attack. This bot. A little frustrating, don't you think? Oh, hey, they've got 4 cards in hand. Sweet. Gutsy Pickaxe hit. Aw, didn't hit. We'll attach it there just in case they boss up and do something funky, which I know they're not going to, but I think it's smarter to play that way. We've already got the fighting energy in hand there, and we get another KO. So the deck's working. I could quit out now, but I'm so close to the end, I'll just stick it out. Next turn, I win. But yeah, that's the deck. I hope you guys have enjoyed this look at this new fossil deck here. I know I've really been enjoying playing this deck and really loved seeing that my friend came up with such an awesomely janky list. I know he's moved on to a Archeops special energy focused list that I wasn't a big fan of. That's just personal preference. It's Archeops, it's meta, it's, the best card in the format and all that stuff. You know, I also know Little Dark Fury did one with a lot of special energy as well, and amazing rares, and radiant, and all that stuff. I liked the simplicity of this deck, and how it just worked. How it just works constantly. And I hope for the rest of the week you guys see more matches of this deck in action. You guys see how awesome this deck is, how much fun this deck is, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. That was my friend's Fossil deck. Fossil Jank is what I'm calling it. I hope you guys enjoy it. And until next time, keep playing Jank.